A lot of you have been asking me at my digital marketing trainings what are the key facts that they should be looking at when they are choosing their digital marketing agency, the agency that they will be working with to promote themselves. Therefore, I discussed with Anca Toma, the head of digital of the mth.digital marketing agency. What resulted are 5 things that you should be looking at and that you should take into account when choosing your digital marketing partner. Let's see. The most important and the first thing you should look at is your marketing goal. What do you want? Do you want sales? Do you want leads? Do you want brand awareness? Do you want word of mouth? What exactly do you want? And how does this match the agency's objectives, values, and people and skills, obviously?
This is a very obvious thing, but people keep forgetting about it when choosing a partner, because this is a partnership or relationship you start with your digital marketing agency. It's as obvious as looking at what Google suggests when you start typing how to choose in the search bar. You get searches like how to choose your perfume or your hair color or your Instagram brand name or your partner, of course. And when you choose those things, you take into consideration what you want to achieve when you make that choice. And this is what you should do with your digital marketing agency as well. Decide if you need to raise your ROI or if you want to be on a better position in SEO. Decide what your objective is and then think about what the ideal agency is, the ideal partner. And that also coordinates with your objective, what we said earlier. If you want to grow your brand awareness, for example, you will want to see if that agency has some experience in that field and if their values in communicating a brand and growing their brand awareness match with your own.
The second thing that you should take into account is the team. Who exactly does the work? Who's in charge of the communication? Who's in charge of the work? It doesn't matter how smart the founder is, how smart the manager of the agency is. All that matters is who exactly is in charge of your account.
Speaking of who does the work, you should look at how the owner of the agency, the founder, or the CEO, whatever the name is, how he or she endorses his team. Does he speak a lot about the way his or her team work, what their main skills are? This will tell you a lot about the team as a whole, and then start looking at who will manage your account. Account management is something that in digital marketing sometimes we forget about or we give less importance to, because we are so focused on the goals, on the very specific goals of our business. But you have to know who exactly will manage your day-to-day processes and the subsequent team that will be in charge of your project or your business as a whole. A lot of people focus on how broad the experience of the team that is in charge of their brand and their communication is. But I think it's more important to see what their actual skills are. Be realistic about it. Ask specific questions about what they know better, what they know best, and what's their secondary skills that can help you leverage this collaboration at best.
A third thing that usually people forget about is to look exactly at what the agency does, not what the agency says they do. It's very important to realize how they promote themselves, because that's their best showcase. How do they promote themselves is an actual proof of how they will promote you.
I think there's no such thing as a dream agency, but there is such thing as an agency you want to be associated with. And it's very important to like their work aside from client work. See if you and your communication, the one you want for your own brand or company, matches how they communicate about themselves. Look at their website, look at their social media accounts. If you see content that you like, you will want to be associated with that. You will be proud to say that you're working with that. And I think that this human factor in this partnership is very important and will never go away when you make a decision like this. You could say that a digital marketing agency that doesn't do digital marketing for themselves is like a hungry chef. For example, if your goal is to grow from an SEO point of view, you will want to look at how well they rank on their own keywords, like digital marketing or SEO specialist. So look at what they do and the services they offer, and if they actually do those services for themselves. And be sure that those skills and services will also apply to your own business when you start working with them.
The fourth thing that you should look at is other case studies, past work, past existing work, and client testimonials. You should ask the people that have worked with them how exactly they measured the work, what the outcome was, and see how this matches your goals.
This part usually is a make it or break it thing with digital marketing agency and in general with partnerships. We're in such a rush to see results when starting to work with a new partner, a B2B partner, like an agency, but it's important to see how the processes and the workflow actually worked for another client. Looking at past experience, I would say it takes 3 to 6 months to actually have an informed opinion about how well you work with that agency and start seeing results. Of course, I believe you could wait up to 12 months, depending on your objectives, to see a real growth in return on investment, for example. In any case, testimonials are important and recommendations because you get a fully formed opinion about the agency and not just the first touch points that you get to know when you get a pitch from them or when you get a brief or you start talking to them about your strategy. And of course, it would be great if your new potential agency has worked in your niche, for example. If you have a business in beauty or in fashion, etc., you will feel a little safer and you'll trust the work you will do with that agency if you see they have previous work in that field or something similar, and you can ask the clients that they have been working with how the processes have been flowing with the agency, how the work has helped them grow their return on investment, and so on.
And last but not least, you should know exactly what the workflow would be, what the communication process is, how frequently you will meet, and so on.
We've been mentioning the workflow and the processes a lot because it's very important to know how the agency will respond to your needs, how well and how fast they will adapt to, for example, a bold strategy move that you've been thinking about overnight. You'll also want to know how often you will meet with the team that is in charge of your brand. And of course, you'll want to know how frequently they will report about their work and in what form. And this is something that you as a business owner or a marketing specialist that keeps in touch with the agency should be very aware of, and you should make it very clear from the beginning to the agency team what KPIs you want to be reported, what KPIs are more important to you. Maybe they have a specific format of reporting the numbers monthly, and maybe you want something more often, or you want some specific KPIs to be taken into account in your monthly report. And be sure that both you as a brand, as a client, and the agency team feel comfortable about the deadlines, the level of reactivity and proactivity, so that the collaboration goes flawless and nobody gets frustrated about the timing of the processes.